Yo, what is going on, everybody? It is D-Man coming back at it again with another YouTube video, and today we're going to take some notes, talk about today. I believe it's day 9 for Titans training camp, so let's go ahead and get into it now. To start the day, no sign of Julio or AJ at practice this morning. Julio, I'm fine with that. AJ, I'm probably fine with that too, just because he probably needs a little bit, maybe a day off. But nothing too big about that. But let's move on here. We see some Bud Dupree action. He had his debut, or he made his debut yesterday, and he's back at it today, getting some good work in, some good drills in. Very excited for him in the two-tone blue this year. Again, we paid him a hell of a lot of money, so he better come out and he better perform. And yeah, I mean, we are, some high praise for this guy, paying him $80 million for 5 years. So hopefully he can come out and he can play well, because we really don't know with the ACL tear, but he's looking pretty solid the past couple of days. So there's him. Dez Fitzpatrick and Rashad Weaver need to keep improving and be more consistent. Same applies for all rookies. That's what Vrabel had to say. Dez Fitzpatrick is an interesting guy that you kind of see a lot. Like, instead of seeing more of, I don't know, some of the other wide receivers, you're seeing a lot more of Dez Fitzpatrick stuff. And I don't know if that's just the media hyping up Dez Fitzpatrick and making you feel like he is something really good, which I haven't seen much. For me, I still think he needs to improve a lot. It's kind of what Vrabel was saying here. Rashad Weaver, same thing applies here, because, yeah, pretty much every rookie, you got a lot to prove, and, you got to really be good if you want to catch people's eyes. Rashad Weaver is a guy that I'm very excited about, because we do need some depth at that spot, at the edge rusher spot. And like I was saying, like, Dez Fitzpatrick hadn't been getting as many, Dez Fitzpatrick has been getting a lot of recognition and a lot of, you'll see him a lot more on media and stuff like that, versus, you won't see as much of Chester Rogers and guys like that, which I think, I think right now, Chester Rogers would be him being in the league for a little bit. I think he's gonna have that last spot. I've heard a lot of good things about him. But for Dez Fitzpatrick, he's gonna make the team. Obviously, we traded up for him. I think we could have got him if we didn't trade up. So it was an interesting, unless we got word on someone was about to pick him or something. But obviously he's gonna make the team. We like something about him. He just hasn't shown me anything quite yet that's like absolutely amazed me. But we'll have to wait and see on that. That's Vrabel's little take on the rookies in general. Keep improving and keep being consistent. Here's Jayon Brown. Very excited to add him back to the team this year. I thought we were not. I thought there was no way we were going to be able to get Jayon Brown back. And there's a reason why we got him back. Vrabel loves this dude. Again, he's your guy that's going to be calling out plays. He's your quarterback of the defense. Very important piece of the team. That is a very difficult position to replace, because that guy has to know pretty much everything defensively. So again, very important that we brought him back, and we did, for a 1-year deal. So again, excited for him. And again, we're not going to play anything here. Link will be down below for that. But let's go ahead and take a look at Taylor Lewan today. Again, slowly getting him back into action. Should be ready week 1. Love to see Taylor Lewan back, because you hate to see anyone go down in the NFL, especially a guy like Taylor Lewan, who is a fan favorite for Titans fans. He is a big personality. He's got the podcast Bussin' with the Boys. Just love to see guys like him on the field and not sitting on the sidelines, because definitely a top 10 tackle in the game. You could put him top 8 if you want to, but guys like Taylor Lewan is a very important piece of your team. Again, if you look back at it last year, Derrick Henry still rushed for 2,000 yards without Taylor Lewan. And when we get Taylor Lewan back on the field, it's going to look very, very scary for opposing defenses, because, I mean, you're having to line up. I don't know how you're supposed to stop this Titans offense, but the really key concern right now is defensively, which I think we improved. I wouldn't say a lot, but we definitely improved defensively this offseason. If we can just get into the top 20, maybe even top half of the league, I think we're going to be good to go, because I don't see anyone stopping this Titans offense. It's just going to be very hard to do, but just like to see Taylor Lewan back out there after the ACL tear. He's looking pretty solid so far in his few days he's been out there. So again, he should be ready week 1. That's what his date of return is. That's for him, is week 1. So exactly what you want to see. Think this is Naquan Jones. Yeah, it is Naquan Jones there. So he's been a guy we haven't heard of a lot of. This is probably our first clip we've seen of him the whole training camp. So we've heard a lot of Danico Autry, Jeffrey Simmons, Teair Tart was a big name that apparently had a lot of improvement this offseason and has been looking pretty solid in training camp as well. But Naquan Jones is a guy that's kind of flown under the radar. Haven't heard much of him, but seems to be putting in the work and should be on the roster, I would think, there, wherever he is, either inside interior defensive line. So, yeah, good to see Naquan Jones putting in the work. Rashad Weaver on Bud Dupree again. Won't play this, but you guys can check that out. Again, Bud Dupree is still, in my opinion, he's still pretty young, but he's been around for a little bit. Rashad Weaver, a rookie stepping in. He also did talk a little bit about his legal issues and kind of what's going on there. So if you guys want to check that out, I believe it's in here somewhere. But this video talks about Bud Dupree. Let's continue here. Again, more Dez Fitzpatrick stuff. Like I said, a lot of people are trying to push out Dez Fitzpatrick stuff a lot more than these other guys that are trying to make the cut. I think it's just because they want to excite Titans fans about the rookie, and I think that's really what they're trying to do. And in my opinion, hasn't really shown me anything too much. He still has a lot to improve in. You got to be a little more consistent, like Vrabel said in the press conference. I don't know if that was in the press conference or before, but yeah, I mean, Dez Fitzpatrick, a lot more stuff on him than, like I said, Chester Rogers, Mason Kinsey, Cam Batson, those guys that are trying to make the roster at the very end. But I was talking about, the last position, the kick return, punt return situation that we're trying to figure out. And I think, I've been saying Cam Batson, but man, Chester Rogers has been making a name for himself. And it's going to be, there again, position is still up for grabs. They're making it very tough for these, coaches to make a decision there. And that's what you want to see. You want to see competition. But yeah, again, it's gonna come down to Mason Kinsey, Cam Batson, and Chester Rogers. And again, I kind of have gone from Cam Batson, now thinking Chester Rogers. I know Vrabel likes Rogers, so man, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens there at that final position spot. But let's continue. A little bit of Derrick Henry here. Again, I don't think anyone's gonna be touching the king here in training camp, but just because obviously we don't want him getting hurt, but I mean, you don't want to tackle him anyway. But let's see here. Here's Barkley. Oh, we didn't see much there. Little run here from, looks like Darrington. No, that's not 38. Who's 38? Not sure who 38 is, but there is that. Kind of want to see who these guys are. So I think, no, 38. Who is 38? I think 28 is Brian Hill. I'm not sure who. Maybe no 20. How many running? I mean, 38. Again, we're getting a lot of guys reps here. I'm not sure who half the running backs are, but good to see there. And then that's going to wrap it up. So Let's go back right here. Y'all can kind of watch some clips. And let me see if I got some notes here. Let's see what we can go over. Again, we kind of covered everything. There's not much that I had to take away from today's practice. I'm not sure. I would imagine we'd be off on a Sunday, but I'm not 100% sure there, but I would imagine we would be. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be a little shorter video today because I really don't have many notes to go over. No really crazy things happened today. Just kind of, you know, a normal day. And we saw Naquan Jones for the first time that I can remember. I don't think we had any clips of Naquan Jones before. But again, nothing too exciting from today's practice that I had to take away from. So again, that is going to do it. Again, if you have any comments you would like to comment down below, by all means, go ahead. And yeah, with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Until next time, I'll see y'all.